Welcome to your weekly reading. Let me share the information that I have for you this week. I've got two tarot cards. So the first one is the Six of Swords. The next one is the Moon. I've got an angel answer card for you, and I'll hold it up close here. It says, "Don't stop." And then another word that kept coming through as I was tuning in about this reading and what sort of messages they wanted to share with us all. I've got "you can." So let's have a look. Now, a little while back, do you remember that we kept getting, as well as the Lovers, the Six of Swords was another card that kept coming up over and over again. This is a card that says, broadly, you've got your boat pointing in the right direction. So you are on track. And it also talks about you are coming from a difficult situation, a tough, stressful, challenging. Swords is very much a mental energy, so it can also connect to things like limitations, limiting patterns, limiting beliefs, that sort of stuff. And especially when you've got it next to the Moon card, because the Moon card can talk about your subconscious and things below the surface, patterns, memories, all old things that are going on inside of you that you're just not aware of. It's not in your conscious thought. So so the Six of Swords, so it talks about coming away from a difficult time, challenging time, stressful time, and moving into calmer waters. You can see, I don't know if you can see on the picture there, you've got the choppy seas here, and in the distance where the boat is headed is the calm, the peaceful, and it talks about better days are coming, better days are ahead. Now, if I look at all of the information that was coming through for this particular week, do you know, as well as this "you can," I kept getting the feeling and the word coming through, adrift. And the image that they kept giving to me, and it was really interesting, it also related to me as well, strongly, really strongly, is that many of you are... we've talked about a transition, but can you imagine if you're swimming from one side of a swimming pool to the other, and there's a point where you have to let go of one side and swim, and for many of you, you're almost like in this halfway point. Some of you are a little bit closer to your goals, some of you are almost touching them, but there's these feelings coming up where you feel adrift. Now, a few weeks back, I talked about something very similar where you are experiencing this between two worlds. You've got one foot in the old life and another foot in what you're trying to create, what you're trying to manifest. And what they were saying this week is that some of that is still going on. So there was a reminder for us, definitely me as well, that look, you are heading in the right direction and brighter days are ahead. It feels like you're over the worst of the stress, of the choppiness, of the challenges, of the difficulties. I mean, look, we're still going to get obstacles and challenges, that doesn't stop, but it feels like you're really on track here. But there's a lot of stuff still going on under the surface. So you're still being triggered. You're still, all of a sudden, and this came up for me this morning actually, before I came on air to record this, so much so that I had to do my own healing session on this, about feeling adrift through this transition, feeling like, oh my God, is it going to be all right? Am I going to be okay? If I'm midway now, I'm halfway, I've actually let go of the other side and I'm swimming across the swimming pool and I'm halfway, but am I okay? And there's always a part in this transition, when you go through any change, any transition, where you get sort of part way through and you think, oh, I'll just stop. Blow this, I'll just stop, this is too hard, or things are triggered, or you think, I'll go back to where I was. But this is where these other cards come in. I've just got to go to this. The don't stop. And this feels, and it came through really directly, really emphatically, really loudly and strongly and clear. Do not stop. Don't pause. Don't go back. Because ultimately you can, you can do it. You can get there. You can get to the other side. So this feeling of adrift, some of you feeling like a drift and like fears bubbling up. I mean, like I said before I came to record this, I had to do a clearing on myself because I was having lots of fears coming up and related to the same old stuff. Will I be okay? Can I make it work? Am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Will I be able to make enough money? All of this, goes on and on and on. Same old stuff. And this is the Moon card where on one hand they are saying, look, what's happening is you make this journey, this swim from one side to the other. Sometimes you'll be bombing away and you'll be thinking, this is great. Yes, I'm on track and it can't possibly fail and it's going to be amazing. And other times things rise to the surface, maybe triggered by external factors, other people, but the Moon card is very much about subconscious, superconscious, below the surface, things you're not aware of, you're not conscious, you're not just not aware of it. You don't mean to stop yourself, you don't mean to inhibit your progress, but you're allowing those things. And it's these feelings of feeling adrift, not feeling safe. You're swimming to one side, the other side, and you're just not feeling safe. So doing whatever you can in this week to feel and reassure that part of yourself that does feel fear and feels adrift, whatever that is. And we've all got different ways of feeling better. Now, some people have said to me, but how do I clear the blocks and the limitations and the things below the surface? And just to let you know, to pre-warn you, I'm going to be doing some more stuff later on this year. I've got a few projects to get through first, but where I'm going to start sharing more with you about how to clear the stuff, how to clear the blocks. So that will be coming probably towards the end of the year, but it's very much the moon energy. You've also got the moon is go with the flow. I'm also picking up go with the current. When you're doing you're from one side to the other side, go with the flow of the water. Don't swim against it. So if you're getting any senses where you're thinking, this is tough, this is uphill, I'm battling, you have to step back and maybe let go of that thing and refocus and regroup, and then off you go again. Maybe you just need to pause. Maybe you just need to do something else and then come back to it. But the moon is very much about the under the surface stuff, going with the flow. It can also be a very intuitive, very creative card. So maybe you just need to think about something differently. I mean, I'm not keen on the phrase outside of the box, but that phrase where it's just because it was used so much in my corporate days that you just think, I can't, in every sentence it was out of the box. So it makes me shudder a little bit, but that's what we're talking about. Maybe you need to just regroup and step back and think about, hang on a minute, well, this hasn't worked. Let me think differently about this. How can I change course? How can I make it easier? How can I go with the stream, the tide, the flow of things? So there could be some sort of inspiration, intuition, creativity around this week, the moon card as well. And it's also about things going on behind the scenes, in the background that you're not aware of. All this thing about divine timing, why is it not happening? What's going on? Well, you might have to look inside of you, but also there could be stuff going on around the divine timing aspect. Perhaps the universe is trying to get people in place. They're trying to get situations right for you, perfect for you, before you take the next step, before you move forward. So ultimately, the message for this week is gotta be, don't stop. You know, some of you are midway or almost there. Do not stop doing what you're doing. You might need a bit of adjustment, but that's fine, because ultimately you can do this. You can get there. You can make this work. Absolutely no question about it. You're heading in the right direction. All right, I hope it's a great week, and thank you so much for watching.